Mic test, mic test. Oh, yeah, it's gonna definitely get that. Anyway, let's swap it over, make sure it's not getting excess down. Maybe a little bit of background noise, but it should be fine. Anyway, today I'm going to be continuing my Clayworks projects, I guess pottery and all that. But first, along with this hobby, hopefully this is not a hobby, but I also decided to get into chocolate, specifically dark chocolate, to see if I can taste the difference or enjoy it in such a way. Anyway, I got a sampler pack. It's got little tiny samples, so I'm just gonna try one every stream and see how it goes. What? Why are these the same one? Huh, 3 are the same. A little disappointing, but whatever. So, yep, pottery gameplay. Very intense. How's it going, Bloody Knuckles? Here's my first chocolate to try. Let's see, we'll rate it. Focus? Is the camera just not gonna focus at all? It just doesn't autofocus anymore, that's weird. I don't know why the focus. Should this work? Damn it. Come on. Stop changing. Oh my God. Yeah, anyway, this is Amorin, pure origin, from Panama. It's the Baiba chocolate, 63%. Yeah, you can kind of, well, can I like, what if I have a piece of paper? Where is it? There we go, I checked. I don't know what that shadow is. Something to do with the lights. Anyway, let's see how it goes. 5 grams of chocolate. I like how it specifies. It's like, oh, thank you. I mean, it just tastes like a nice dark chocolate. Not really getting anything unique out of it. I don't know, maybe I need to keep trying more dark chocolate to actually start being able to see the difference. Still has that dark chocolate aftertaste and all that. Anyway, I'm going to get into first, 1, putting away stuff, but 2, mostly checking out my previous work. So, and what kind of weird ass mess I made last time. Okay, the floor's not dirty. And hopefully nothing breaks. one of the hardest parts is going to be transferring this to where I'd actually be able to get it cooked, so to speak. I do need more water. I'll get that in a second. Let's start with the easy one. Yeah, I think it's like the thing with coffee. It's like, first you just start off with like lots of cream and sugar, so just like milk chocolate equivalent. And then you're like, later I can go for like, or I guess that's most things. You just need to taste more to try it. So it's got a weird little texture, but honestly that should probably be fixed whenever I kind of smooth out like this. It's a little dusty, but it's fine. Rough on the edge. Yeah, wine or whiskey or coffee, just kind of all of them. Don't get any of the rough spots. Most of this should be kind of ignored once the ceramic part goes, but I try to make a 500 milliliter cup, and I mean, it's got weird seams, but it's actually holding pretty well. Hefty. And then I'll see how it paints after I cook it. And hopefully it holds liquid, but it should. Put that one away. And then the whole point of this whole process of getting to pottery was this. A 9x9 baking dish of sorts. I mean, it is very weirdly shaped, but honestly, it doesn't matter. Also, the whole edge is just the same as the canvas, which is, I don't know, I think it should make it more interesting and unique. Either way, it doesn't seem like it's weak right now, so I'll see if it survives the trip. It'll do its first cooking, then I'll paint it. Then after the second cooking, it should be solid. If it lasts that long. Huh, that makes sense. I'm gonna grab stuff real quick. New lesson learned. Who would have thought if you leave clay on wood, it'll grow mold? Wild. Anyway, let's just wipe that away. Ignore that. I don't need more mold around here. I need like bleach. Yeah. Do I have any of that spray still? It's not really going to help now, but I'm just going to wipe some anti-mold stuff on it a little bit. And I'll do a better job about leaving stuff for drying next time. The rest of them are fine, it seems. It was just the giant mass of clay. Who would have thought? Okay, so while this is presumably drying, one of the things that, it was just like greenish. It cleaned up really easily. So I have these two things, which are basically little stands. So when you put, where's my stuff? Over here. When you put the coating on, it can drip, and then if it does that, it'll stick to the furnace, and that would be bad because then you can't get it off, and then you destroy stuff, and then you have to pay for stuff. So these are like test ways of checking my paint, which I do need a plate now. Well, I probably should clean up the rest of it first. So certain things are just trash. So, and that's how easy they fall apart, is just snap, which is good. And this can be reused for something else. Pointless. I might have plans for these two things. Pointless. Useful-ish. This was just what I had extra laying over. Wow. Just random piece, huh? Maybe I'll try something with these squares. But there's something else I'm working on. Cool, it's drying out slightly, so that's good. I'll put these away. Move this so I don't end up kicking it. And then I want to try like 3 different things today. Did I clean up everything? For the most part, yes. More water from our water cup that so look at that. So I got 2 of these. I thought I had, do I have, I only took out 1 brush. Let me grab a second brush. I don't even know if these are open. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Should be fine, I'm not using this. This one is Cottontail. Should be a white. I mean, none of this will be seen for a long ass time when it's done. What's that? This one is Java Bean. It's a brown and white. Okay, let me go grab the inspiration real quick before I start this. Where are you hiding? There you are. So my inspiration for the colors I chose is this cup I got from Japan. So it's actually, there we go, a little better colors. It reminds me of coffee. So, color slightly off. This is like brown, reminds me of like foam on the top, and little drips down. It's like a little sake cup. Yeah, so that was my inspiration. Hopefully I can get these colors to be like this. I'm not sure if the top is I'm not sure if it was all brown first and then there's like a layer of white on top or what. So I'm just gonna try 2 different ways. And then while I'm getting my other stuff cooked, I'm gonna get these fully cooked so I can see how the colors come out and how it reacts to that. That or I borrow their colors, but that's a whole different story. Also, feel free to listen to your own music because I don't have any music to play right now. It's all over the place. Oh, stay hydrated. Okay, so with that out of the way, I'm gonna do a little quick painting. So my first thought is, I mean, this might be on and off because I think I need to do multiple layers and allow them time to dry. I don't know if this says how long it takes them to dry. It kind of just exists. Nothing says how long it takes to dry. Not the clay, not the paint. They're just like, make it up. Nice. So I got 2 thoughts. One, I do it all brown, and then I do a layer of white on top. And the second one is I do a layer of brown on the bottom and a layer of white on top and see how it differs. So. And I can also do different things where it's like, well, this one has texture. So that's also important because my 9x9 pen has texture. I'm not even doing it on stream, I'm just kind of Wow, that one actually dries up pretty fast. That's not bad. So the thing about this clay paint is once you do it up to like, I forget, they're different with their temperatures. I can actually see it's like going from brown to like lightening up. But once you start putting it in a furnace, it completely changes. It turns like glass, and that's how you get like water resistance. So while that one's drying, this one will get a bottom layer. So I'll kind of like put it halfway. How does it make sense? I feel like it's something you have to learn and be like, oh. So for whatever reason, clay basically turns to glass after it is cooked. Well, I mean, people know about it, they just don't know the details. Are like, oh yeah, pottery, you know, the glass stuff. What is this made out of? Just so I can, let's see. Shake well, apply 1 coat for translucent, 2 or more for opaque. Let dry. Oh, about 1,000 degrees Celsius. Cool. So I don't know if this is... actually, the corners are starting to get dry, so... Hopefully the paint doesn't do anything weird. I'm not sure about the names of it. I only like slightly looked it up. It didn't matter as much about the naming. And they name stuff weird, like this is greenware, so basically it has been unfired. And then bisqueware, which is firing just enough to make it somewhat more stable, but not completely crystalline. And then last being actual pottery, where it's like fully solidified and solid, so when the crystals realign and all that. But yeah, so this is step 1. Step 2, I'm making a funnel out of clay just so I can, but not like a regular funnel where it's like a small thing usually for liquids. I want a bigger funnel for solids. So I'm gonna try a process where you like lay the clay over something. So I'm gonna lay the clay over this, which is round, and then I'm actually gonna remove about this much of the center. So it'll be a funnel only about to this portion. So I can have bigger stuff. Basically, I want oats to go through this and other larger things where I want like a bigger funnel, not like a little tiny tube that you usually get from one. Though I could just cut a regular funnel, but that's no fun. Anyway, so I'll lay the clay over the top of this, cut it, let it mold, and then the plastic will make sure it doesn't stick to this. And this is just what I had laying around, which is 2 bowls. So I'll see how that works. And then another thing I wanted to try is doing that, but to make a cup and making that shape out of cardboard to see if I could do whatever and model whatever I want. Because if I can make something out of cardboard, you can kind of do anything. You just make it out of cardboard first and then you're good. Okay. It's basically all good. So time for second layer. And I was gonna like, usually you would write down like, oh, what did I do with these individual things so I can like check my work later. But look, I have a stream, so that makes it easier to just be like, oh, look, I have the data. So, second layer. I'm gonna do a third layer on the front and not do a third layer on the back so I can kind of see if the difference of layers matters as much. And let's mark it. Brown. That'll mark white. But yeah, I'm gonna have to drive like 30 minutes to somewhere that actually fires clay. Like there's options, instead of like, you can either own your own clay forge, or you could like borrow or rent one. So obviously the good option is to just borrow or rent when you're not planning to like make a hobby or job out of it. Number 2. I should grab a cardboard while this is drying for layer number 2. Oh, that's right. Where did that? Oh. So I got a nice thin cardboard, which I think will be perfect. This box for Rex. Yeah, box for Vessi. What if I got a Vessi sponsorship? No, but should be good. So I have boxes with bubble wrap and like stuff like that. So basically, hopefully it doesn't move. I leave some bubble wrap around and it's great. I really send packages, but I like keeping the bubble wrap around. So hopefully that'll do it. I mean, if you hit a pothole, you're screwed anyway, but hopefully it'll help. Where did my cutter go? Oh, there it is. So I had this cutter before, and I think it's actually meant for cardboard or paper. Where? Oh, let me get a. What cup would I want to? Where's my razor blade? There it is. Yeah. Step 1. Cut off cardboard. Move that real quick. I need to stop. Whatever. So this is still drying. This should be able to cut a nice, perfect circle. You need to stop moving. Boom. Circle. Da, 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 da. I don't need this anymore. Alright, unlock. Hide the pointy parts. What? There we go. Destroyed my box. It's fine. It found its life purpose. Where'd my blade go? There you are. Can you even roll cardboard? Well, actually this doesn't matter because it's more just... It's actually good that it folds like this. So it allows for curving. So, then I can, I think, yeah, because cardboard folds that way because of how it's made anyway, so. Because remember, circles are just a really large amount of octagons, or is it just a shape with infinite corners or something? I don't know, like Minecraft style, where it's like if you add enough pixels, it eventually just becomes a circle anyway. Here, slightly more round. Problem is I don't want it that tall again. So let's cut it in half about, where either you are. We'll start here. I'm not going to use all the sides, but I'm going to be like, that could be a decent cup. Like, boop. So let's see. I need to, what did I didn't fold that in? Yeah, whatever. This end will fold. Infinite folds. Just then there we go. Now I have a cylinder. How to make a cylinder out of cardboard. Is it perfect? No. Does it need to be perfect? No. Let me get tape. Okay, these gloves are fine. Tape, 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 tape. Step 1. Tape. Tape one side. Not use as much tape. And I did it even wrong. Okay, fine. Maybe there. Tape the inside. That was so off. And I should only need one more piece of tape. Well, it might be best to add 2 more. Okay, now I have cup. So this will be the, I guess, 3rd project of today. The other thing is clay shouldn't like fall nicely on this, because if you put a round clay on a cylinder, you're gonna have excess. But that's a later problem. Anyway, this looks dried out enough. So this side will get 3. The edges will get it anyway because whatever. The back side's only getting 2. What problem for future me? There we go. Yeah, but that's like near future. That's so close it doesn't even matter. What is this made out of? I have to wash this out. Thinking. Okay, I'll wash it out there. I'm gonna go wash this real quick. This goes in the trash. Where's my trash? There's my trash. Grab a paper towel. Wash, wash, wash your brush. That is really in there. Okay. Now it's not in there. Maybe a little bit. He's fine. Clean brush. Well, you won't be able to see. It won't show up. But there for later. The white's next. That's gonna dry first. But I don't want to stir the clay. Wait, where's my bowls? There you are. Oh wait, I forgot I did have another project. So, lastly, I got bored and I was like, what if I made like a logo? So I started coming up with like logo designs, and I want to try to just like put it into the clay and see how it works. I like this one and this one, and this is just it kind of infilled and whatnot. So I'm going to attempt to put that into clay form, but I think I'll leave that for last. Yeah, so I'm gonna try different ways of doing it. So like carving out the whole like I don't know. It wasn't even that hard to draw, so it's kind of like either I'll do just like the lines, so it'll just be kind of a stencil, or the lines and try to like remove it. I might do like two of them just cause, but they also might be small. The only problem is making it even. If I actually made a stencil for this, it'd be fine, but I'm too lazy to do that. Also, I got a spinny wheel. And that's how you know this is not balanced, because it moves. But that'll help for that. It shouldn't help for this because, yeah. Put you away. Put you away. Put you away. Cool. Not even fancy. I think it was like $10 or something. I think I can start on the clay because there's going to take a little time to dry it anyway. So I forget how much the depth is, but I'm going with 7 millimeters again. Where's my clay? What am I going to do with this cardboard? Oh wait, I can just throw it out. Okay, cool. Cardboard, to the trash with you. Again, because I took you out of the trash. Return to trash. Life returned to trash. I might even try that with the ones that I already have dried and try carving into those as opposed to the fresh clay, which I'm also going to try, but we'll see. So the first one is the funnel, aside from there's one. So, and I thought I could take the camera off of the table that shakes a little bit, but I can't because otherwise it wouldn't be in the right spot. Anyway, clay. My clay growing mold? No, good, perfect. Where is my string? There it is. I shouldn't need too much for the funnel, but clearly I didn't keep it well enough, but that's whatever. So this is part of my 50 pounds of clay because apparently you can get clay in 25-pound bricks. cut it off. Gimme. I just cut you. Yep. Give up. There you go. Oh, I'm gonna need to get into this again, so. I think before I get to that, I'm gonna paint the white on these because it seems like they're fine. My brush. Okay. So this one's going to be all above. Maybe a little crossover, but that's fine. Reminds me of a magnet. Like, oh look, there's the white side and there's the red side, except the red side is brown. And it's mostly dry, so. This one's layered on top. Okay, it's not fully dry, but that's my fault, so it's fine. I only corrupted it a little bit. Where's my paper towels? Maybe I need a little more time, it's fine. Everything's fine until it's not. So, that's chilling, drying. This is clay, so I gotta fold out the air even though they did it. Oh, I forgot how soft it is. It's just so malleable. So it's nice and flexible, which is actually perfectly what I want for it to fold over top of these. It'd be better to have a cleaner work surface, but it's fine. You push it. Push the table. So I don't like that part. Fold it, turn it, push. It's kind of like dough. Fold it, turn it, push. Which I guess is the same concept as getting the air out. And you also got to give it one good. Okay, that didn't make too loud of a sound, which is great. Make sure it's not going to push too much on there. Now, to get it down to size. I want it more circular, so I'll probably just... Where's my blade? Yep, don't want to accidentally hit that. My blade. I learned a lot from last time. I don't rip the gloves. I can just go... Shoop. Shoop. Put that right there. Put that right there. And then I can be like, you will now become one. Nope, don't stick. Maybe I should wet the rolling pin beforehand. I don't know. Problem is, I don't think this will work for the funnel. It doesn't seem wide enough. I guess we can just make an attempt. So, place it. And it should just fold over top. It won't be the perfect shape, but it's fine. Now we'll be moving pieces to kind of get it to work better. Should get my spinning table. Okay. Got that a little bit off. That a little bit off. Well. And if it has an odd shape, that's fine. We're gonna clean up some of the stuff. And then the obviously funnel part of it needs a hole in the middle. So we'll put that in there. And it seems like this is where boop. Such an odd shaped funnel. Anyway, we can smooth it out a little bit. A little dip in the water. That just gets rid of that sharp corner. That little mistake in there. And now this will just kind of sit until it's dry. I'm gonna have to add more plastic on top of it so it doesn't dry too fast. But that'll just be in that location. And I'll figure out the other stuff later. Boop. Ooh, the other stuff I can use the flat part. Or the excess clay. That's my pile of excess clay. How are these doing? I can't tell if it's dry. It's not as like, the brown completely faded and it was easy to tell. This one's like, it kind of looks wet. So I'll just leave it for longer. Which means I can work on the cup. Oh wait, I need plastic to put on the cup. It's a weird kind of dry compared to the other one. because I don't want stuff to stick to the cardboard. Where's my other gloves? Let's see. Okay, give me. Wow. So also the reason I'm using gloves is because clay you should not wash into a sink. So if you get clay on your hands, you need to wash it off. How do you do that? Well, you just gotta wash it off and then figure out what to do with the waste. But if I use gloves, I can just throw it in the trash. You can just throw dry clay in the trash, makes it easy. So if I can just use gloves and it doesn't impede anything, it's perfect. What was I getting? Something, plastic wrap. Right. There you are. The real secret is to get industrial food service plastic wrap. That way you can have 2,000 feet of it. And honestly, the cutter is pretty good. And it's the same as plastic wrap as you would get in those small little containers. Except you're not replacing it every other month. You're replacing it after a few years. Okay, I think I need more plastic wrap. I'm gonna go plastic wrap this a little more. Because I can use as much as I want. Because it's cheap. I mean, all plastic wrap is cheap, but like this is 2,000 feet for probably $10 or something. And the cutter on it is really nice. Like you always get clean cuts. The only thing is plastic wrap is clingy and kind of goes everywhere. Well, that's a different problem. So anyway, plastic wrapped cup, put that there because I need it. Space. We'll go with the second coat of white paint now. I think the other problem with the one is I did it over the brown, so it has a complete different contrast as opposed to the one over the bare clay. So we'll start with this one again. Yeah, looks dry. White, 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 white. No. Well, I can barely tell I'm even putting it on. It still might be a little corrupted from the last one. That's fine. That doesn't matter. If your inks don't mix, what are you doing? I don't know, it didn't say how long it takes for it to dry, so. Definitely a little mixed. Oh well. So, More clay. Get the clay. Here's my clay. I guess you don't hear the thud when I put it down, but you feel it. You are the camera, you feel the drop. The cup is definitely going to require more, so I'm going to have to get a larger piece than last time. So I'll grab it probably in 2 separate instances. No, 1 piece. That's the 1 piece. No. What is plastic? What are you doing, plastic? Stop it. I'll use all the excess amount anyway, so it doesn't really matter. There we go. 2 pieces, all good. Make sure it's relatively airtight. I'll probably have to fold these 2 separately because otherwise it'll be a mess. Kind of clean off your workspace. Just kind of push it over to the side and be like, that's good enough. Squish, fold. Squish, fold. Squish, fold. No air pockets. Well, this is why people have like rollers. Like really large rollers. To really get the air out. I mean, we'll see if my stuff explodes, so who knows. I guess that's why you go to an actual studio and not just kind of fuck around at home. Maybe I'm adding air to it, who knows. Don't worry, there's no jinx in it, it just is what it is. It's kind of one of those things, like, once you pull a lottery ticket, you kind of already won or you already lost. I mean, the answer is you already lost, but it's not like Schrodinger's cat where it's like, until you observe it, it could be anything. It's like, nope. If there's an air bubble in your clay, it already might be exploded. You just don't know yet. I was like, where's my roller? Let me try wetting it this time, see if that helps. It's kind of like flouring a no, wetting it didn't help. It's fine. Where is my cutter? Wanted it more round. Also, I can't use the handles for the first part because otherwise then it just doesn't have enough pressure and it kind of sticks like that. Okay, so wedding was definitely not the answer. Uh-oh. Or whatever the hell that was. Yeah, these aren't... I forgot I need it also underneath the rollers, otherwise it's not getting the actual height. But if you want a good forearm workout, table. Is it getting... Okay. It's getting closer at least. Oh, my water. This is a quick way to check if it's fully flat yet, and the answer is no. Ooh, maybe a little shoulder works out somehow. There we go. No water problems. That's why I use industrial size rollers so you can get the exact thickness you want. Remove this for now. Go there. And this one. That should help out with the length. Oop, touch that a little bit, it's fine. Let's see. Both edges on. Power roll. Oh no, that fell off. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, that didn't stick at all. I might try glue. No, wait, glue would not. Here's a thought. I put 2 holes in it and put a piece of clay in the middle, like a rod, like what they do in IKEA. That's my only way of saving it, I think. Where's my little, there you are. I didn't even finish painting it yet. I don't even know if this will work. This probably won't. We're not cracking that, Samir. Anyway, that's how fragile unfired clay is. This probably won't save it, but it doesn't even stick at all. No, that doesn't do shit. I don't know if the paint will help it. Also, my paint is not white anymore. I need to grab more of the paint just so I can have more. Paint, 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 paint. Maybe I'll keep them separate and then I don't know, maybe the paint can hold it up. I don't think the paint dries like that though, so what's your 3rd layer of paint? Anyway, that's why you don't want a spot that rocks, I guess. What are what? These little towers? It is essentially a way to test how my ink would work. And I'm gonna also test if it works as a glue. Let me finish painting this one before I just slap that one with as much paint as possible just to see if it hopefully stays up. I doubt it. I don't know. I forget what the paint is itself. Let me remove this from the area. I guess I put them in there. Okay. So people do like better ones, but I'm just like, fuck it, we ball. It seems to be standing on its own now. I don't know if the paint's helping or what. Paint, glue, go. Stop running. I'm gonna put this down gently, see if it holds. stay. Okay. Now, as long as I don't walk around too hard, I guess maybe it'll be fine. I'm gonna clean this off real quick. Where's my paper towels? There you are. Paintbrush clean. Oh yeah, I forgot to put trash in that. Paint trash. Luckily I took my other stuff off, so none of that broke, but I forgot I was in the middle of this. Surprised it's still not flat enough yet. No. I'm just gonna say that's good enough. I mean, I'm attempting to put it on this cup anyway, so we'll see how that goes. The only thing is I don't have something to hold it up, do I? There's something smaller that would hold it up. No. Forgot about that part. I guess that'll work. Not that. Sure. Shouldn't matter. I can always cut it off later. Anyway, with my collection of industrial cooking stuff, I got a bunch of these, so it'll be a cup on top of that. So lift it up. Yeah, so this shape wouldn't work, although if I fold it one way so it kind of wraps around, kind of get only one part that's super unfolded. Oh, weird ass cup. Screw it. Go like this, and then we'll cut it. You can't fit a circle on an oval directly. Don't fall over, you little shit. Probably should have put this on the rotating platform. I guess the only other problem is that my water. Cardboard is not strong. Get rid of all the seams and all that. Listen, everyone needs a shitty mug, right? Hey, what's up, Josh? Anyway, this is why you buy ceramics from professionals. And you ignore the part about doing it at home. Or maybe you go to a class. That might be a whole different story. Anyway, don't fold over cup. I don't think it works for cup shapes. Put that right there. That'll be fine. The funnel looks fine. Honestly, the funnel I think turned out great. Well, we'll see how it turns out in the end. Now the last part would just be the shapes I was trying to show off earlier. So I'm just gonna make some slabs and we'll see how it goes. We'll add this one to it. Yeah, that's fine. This one will be a second ball. Boom, ball. Not going to attempt to wet it this time. Just gonna roll it out. Always go from the middle because the middle is less likely to fold up. Huh. Realistically, you should just be doing it in one direction. Stupid fucking table. Okay, that seems good. Don't need to vacuum again, it's fine. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. That doesn't matter, it's still a square. Is it a lopsided square? Yes, it is. I don't think you can notice as much there. No, it's already a mess, so I'm not gonna worry too much. Come on, pick. Oh, wait, crap. Now you don't want to lift up, you bastard. Whatever. So this will just be kind of a proof of concept. So don't want to grab it, but there. Yeah. I'm gonna attempt the very top left one. So we'll see how that goes. So I guess I should use more. Didn't really work at all, it's fine. Well, it's not centered, so it's fine. Ah. This one, maybe? Seems very similar to that one. Yep, and this is why you use stencils instead of hand drawing. Yep. Anyway, this is why I don't do real art. What was the other ones? Okay. Well, you want a tattoo of this? Here, let me freehand it. How about that? That, or you do it digitally so you can always hit undo for the 10 times you mess it up. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. The problem is I'll do like one I like, and then two I don't like as much, and it's like, Whereas if I was doing this digitally, I could just copy and paste the one. You get it right once, and you're like, ah, I'm good. Who knows? Maybe when it dries out. Oh wait, you can't see it as well. It's not quite what I wanted. Like, you can see the top one, I think. Yeah, the top one is the one I like the best. But I can't get the other ones to match it as much. So then I'll also make a slab that'll just be that, but I guess a dry version. So I can kind of like trace it and whatnot. And maybe even like design it, print it out kind of thing. So maybe I'll make it into an actual symbol or logo thing. Although I have that whole other clay ball. So if you have any other idea what I should do with it, I'm gonna just try to make whatever. And do another slab and try drawing something into it. Save that for later. But in other news, I also hit rank 5 with like 3 different factions. And I was going to be able to get enough Eidolon shards, but for some reason, Eidolons kept breaking every single time I ran them. Attempt to run Eidolons like 3 times and it's like, nah, not gonna work. We'll just fail some other weird place. Bum, 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 bum. Nah, I mean, people were killing them easily. It's just that the actual mission just failed. Like, we killed the 3rd island. It didn't drop any loot. Like, I think we still succeeded. It's just like, nope, no loot. You're like, bro, that is... Is that 6? Or like 4 or something? Either way. And then 1, it just like froze and no one did damage, and it was like everyone froze. And we can kind of chat, but it's like, game? You there? Game was not there. Game had abandoned us. Mogoslab. Yeah. So I mean, I'll get it eventually. Like I have all the, I'm maxed out. I just need to actually get the Eidolon shards, and I'll be just able to rank up. And then I think I just hit Fortuna rank 5, so I can actually do the missions to do Little Duck. I think I got both Deimos rank 5. So basically I'm just like done with factions, and I'm just like, haha, done. Anyway, any idea what I should do with this last thing? No. Of course it just like peels up on itself. Whatever. Good job. Keychain. I don't think I want a ceramic keychain. That seems like a way to break it real easy. Damn it. I think I've come up with a different idea. Cold fucking table. Okay. Step 1, peel it off. Step 2, can you see it? Not well. I feel like I need to fix the lighting, but whatever. Let's see how this goes. Step 1, an outline. Did I hit something? I did. That's fine. Hey, what's up, Celine? I mean, I was only just getting into pottery. Have you done pottery before? I didn't really announce it anywhere. I guess that's the other problem. I announce enough stuff on Twitch. Huh. Well, I didn't take any classes. I'm just kind of freehanding it. Don't like the balance as much. Yeah, it's gonna end up like that. Again, it is straight up. This is definitely not my handwriting because this is a whole different medium. Also, there's different types of handwriting. There's like writing on a drawing tablet. Then there's like handwriting for stuff. And then there's attempting to actually have good handwriting. And then what I like best is my cursive with certain fountain pens, which I don't know if I have any laying around. I'll have to do that. I mean, I guess this is partially my handwriting because of how I'm choosing to do certain things, but now the initial one is done. Can I scrape it with, no, I don't want to scrape with this one. I want to scrape it with this one. The problem was not having my hand on it as I'm doing it. It's like, have you ever written on a board or like a chalkboard or a whiteboard, but you're up against it as opposed to it being laying down? Like when you're writing on a paper, you're like, oh, like this. But when you're writing on a board, you're like, how do I can't lean my hand on anything. I have to just like air handle it. Where this is similar because I can't touch it. I do sometimes prefer an angle. It depends on how I'm doing it. This is like doing the thing where you're on like a pool table and you're like, how do I not touch the pool table? Problem is I'm going to change the shadow if I do it at this angle, but it's whatever. Okay, that one's way worse. It's fine. It's not showing up well, but I can't change the camera angle because I'm not going to touch my camera with clay all over my gloves. Come here. I can always remove that later. Yeah, clean it up later. On this, I don't know about it. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, it's going to take a while. I'm going to see after I fire it all up and whatnot. I try to make sure my handwriting is always legible, although there are certain times when it's not, but that's mostly because I don't intend to go back to it. When they're like, hey, can you sign these 300 papers? And I'll be like, cool, but you ain't gonna know it's me after the 5th one. I also have to also see how my paint ends up. So I tested some stuff earlier. I'm not going to move it because it fell apart, but I'm testing my paint to see how it turns out. So if I want to use my paint for all my creations, I mean, you missed the earlier part of the stream where I showed off my stuff from last time, which was a really tall cup and then a 9-inch by 9-inch kind of dish, which seems to be holding up, so I don't want to move it too much, but if it even survives the trip. Well, I like when you make stuff more bold, it kind of cleans it out. I shouldn't have messed with that anyway. Now we get to the O. It's kind of one of those things where you're like, you do a rough draft of drawing and then you can like go back over it with the actual clean lines. Except this one will also have the underlying lines. Because there's also a difference where the angle I'm scraping it from. You know what I could do? Since you two are my first subs, and only subs, I could either, one, or you guys in this while it's soft, two, wait until it's hard and then properly do it because that would probably be easier, or three, use paint when I get to that part. I think that's a pretty decent sub benefit. Perk? I can't think of perk. If that's even a perk. Two was so wait until it's hard and then properly write it out so I can just kind of hard carve it. Yeah, right now the soft one is a bit. What was I thinking? I don't know. You know, once you get subs, you're like, ah. Or the ability to be able to get sub 2, you're like, ah. Should there be a benefit other than just emotes? I mean, there doesn't necessarily need to be something, but it's also great to show appreciation. More than just words. I'm not as good with words. Even when I'm like receiving gifts for Christmas, it's like, listen, I appreciate this, but it's like, my emotions do not allow for real appreciation. I don't know where they disappeared. Where did genuine happiness disappear to? Scoop. Ha. Anyway, that looks good to start. No, I'm pretty sure I can name at least many different although hey, at least you know I'm not faking my emotions. I mean, honestly, it depends on the socks. I'd be more fine with socks. Getting a shirt is just like, bro, I have enough shirts. I don't need more shirts. I do need to move this though. Celine, you missed it. I had mold on my wood table slab thing. So that was a bad time. But it's hopefully gone now. And then I'll properly clean up stuff this time. Grippy sucks. A little bit of cleanup. You gotta have all different kinds of emotions. All of them. Tsundere, gurere, all of them. So anyway, we got, I can't really move anything right now. The symbol I'll try to improve and then print out so I don't, and stencil it so I don't have to freehand it. A slab which I'll attempt to dry write it on. Kuro slab. funnel. That kind of turned out the best out of all these, I think. Clean it up later whenever it dries. A cup that it's still a mess. It might still turn out fine, but we'll see. This is another mess. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with there. I still have, like, let's see, one of them was 25 pounds and the other one was 25, and now I cut it down to probably 10. So I got like 35 pounds of clay and no idea what to do with it. I also don't have one of those wheels, but I wasn't really planning on doing a whole wheel thing. What? I have no idea what you're saying here, guy. I can't even do a cup properly. Nice. Clay Aiken. What is it? Oh. So for the rest of the chat, what painful soil is a famous singer? Clay Aiken. Well, I don't even know much about him as a singer, but that's a whole different. Yeah, I tried little handcrafts with my other ones. So they liked it. Can I pull that out, or they... Like, this will eventually turn into like a little chopstick holder, because I just kind of like put a little curve into it. There you can see the curve. So, well, I do need to get some new emotes, but I need to write that down of what emotes. I don't even know what a laughing emote would look like. I'll have to look at other people's emotes. This is my very large cup that theoretically is like 500 milliliters. That actually turned out well. So, it's got a little foot on it. We'll see how this goes. I mean, it could also be a vase, but... Oh shit, sorry. Excuse me. I couldn't mute, that's great. No, I do not have a kiln, so I have to go for that, which now everything has to survive a trip, but I need to wait for all this to dry before I can even do that. But what is the only plants I've grown before are peppers, and that turned out well. I was planning on growing flowers last year, but I never got to it because I was too busy moving places and all that. So hopefully if I prepare early enough this year, I can actually grow plants. So I want to start doing that. I want to grow some roses, you know? And then also every other kind of flower I possibly can. Probably not any more food for a while because I never actually ended up using any of the peppers I grew. But it's easier for touching stuff here. But yeah. And then hopefully I can start showing those off as they grow and have little updates. But I do need to look into that. I do have... Let me get rid of these gloves. Like, I was already preparing to grow flowers. Where's my books? I've got this book. What even a plant stream? I don't think I've ever done a plant stream, have I? This book, which I think there's a bunch of pictures. Yeah. Oh, look, roses. When planting bare root roses, Soak bare root roses in a bucket of warm water for 8 to 12 hours before planting. Dig a big hole about 15 to 18 inches wide. And then there's this book, which I don't know what these notes are. Oh look, gladiolus, aka the big flower that you can see on my head with what is it? The purple and pink. Now what's this one? Oh look, a rose. But anyway, I think I just need to do the thing and start small. Oh, gladiolus is your birth flower? I don't even know what months are what birth flowers. I mean, there can only be 12, right? I feel like I know. Is July a rose? Maybe. What in a car? Oh yeah, I can actually grab my water now because I don't have gloves on. Water. But yeah, at one point I was gonna try, what was it? I thought about it before my first trip to Japan of doing a live stream of the botanical gardens they have, but didn't have one, the ability to live stream it from my phone at that time, and two, there was really no flowers at the time I was there in March. It was like right before any flowers showed up. Maybe I'll have to check that one out. Wait, let me type that up while because I can at least read the manga. Should be easy enough. Jigoku Raku. Fighting. Interesting. Ninja assassin. Interesting. But who knows? There's always next time, which the next trip won't even be for like, well, I guess next year, not this year, but that's at least my plan. But yeah, I think I just need to start small and just be like 3 flower pots and just start to grow. Now that I've mostly settled in my house and hopefully it's not falling apart more. Yeah, so I went to I just happened to walk by the Kyoto like botanical garden, like a whole ass place. And like the indoor one inside, like I guess it's a greenhouse similar thing, that one was fine. But the outside, there was like nothing growing. Or at least not when I went. But yeah, when I was in Kyoto, I was in there so many days, I just started walking around. I just like started on one side of town and then walked to the other, and it's like, oh look what I found. Botanical garden, it was great. And you're like, how much is it to get in? And it's like, $5. It's like, dang. Ooh, that reminds me, what was it? So I finally found the garden for Soul Frame. Apparently you had to play music while in your base in order to go there and plant your founder's flower. So, kind of gives me the idea that I can at least do 3 flowers this year. Well, maybe more than that, but I can plant some roses, but also I can plant one flower for each view. So I don't know if Celine wants a gladiolus or what you want, Bloody Knuckles, but it at least gives me something specific to plant. Then I can keep them alive. Yeah, the Eternium Guardian. We do the whole thing where you like put a little stake in front of it and be like, ah, this is Bloody Knuckles flower. And then what you do is you get so many subs that you have a whole entire garden and you're just like, I no longer have land, I just have a garden. Good plan, great plan. So that's two things. Once this dries, transfer everything, and then really need to figure out that other thing. I kind of wish Twitch just had a sub chat thing. It's like, I could make another Discord, but it just, I don't know. Keeping up a Discord is a bit much. It's not even that hard, but it's just like, I don't know. No. The thing is, I had a Discord for like 2 years and it was just quiet and dead, and I was just like, it was more sad to just see it empty. Maybe I'll consider remaking it and just, I'll make like 2 chats, just like general and pictures. I guess I'll have to remake it. Well, I guess I'll work on that now. How am I gonna? I guess there's Twitch. The only thing Twitch does have is the one thing. No, I mean I had one. It just wasn't that active. But I'll figure it out. I'll just make sure it's simplistic. I think I tried to complicate the last one. I was like, oh look, I'm gonna have like 15 different channels, and it's like, no, that's too much. Too much stuff. You just need a simple. It's like text and yeah. True, I guess that's where I can share all the stuff. And then I'm not even sure, so with this stuff, once I do go to the kiln to have it fired, I don't know if I want to like bring it back or paint it there and then have them fired again. Because to transport it twice, like it shouldn't be hard to paint it. But at least if I paint it there, it'll be done and they can fire it and all that stuff. So I'm not sure if I'll have the next, it might just be part of some other stream where I'm just like, hey, this is the final products of what ended up with everything. I also don't know if I'm gonna make anything else. I don't know. It's fun to replace stuff with ceramics, but certain things just didn't turn out how I wanted, so I'm like, we'll see. Anyway, is there? I think there's a. Let me see Twitch stuff. Twitch, where are you at? Channel. I swear there's a different way to post on Twitch to like just send out a thing. Either way, I've got, well, it's also winter right now and everything's ice cold, so not the time to start planting, but the time to start planning. But yeah, I'm gonna go now because I need to clean this up, and then I guess I'll make the Discord and try to make it not complicated at all. And then I'll find a way to send it out through Twitch. I swear there's like something it allows you to do where it'll be like a quick update message or video or something. So I'll figure that one out. I guess it'll be weird how it'll pop up, but I'll figure it out, or I'll put it in chat next time. Anyway, yeah. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Have a good night. Bye. Stay warm. Stay off the ice. Bye.